Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update of the progress that we've had of getting started on building this new HO scale layout. A couple days ago, I posted an update about what was going on with the layout and the progress that's been happening this past winter. My previous layout has been dismantled because I didn't like the feel of it. Before I went any further on it, I dismantled it. Now I'm building a whole new HO scale only layout. So let me show you what we got done. A friend of mine generously came over this morning and got me started in helping me getting everything marked out, or not everything marked out on the floor, but we did get started of marking the floor. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. First of all, before I show you what the floor looks like, I'm going to show you the plans that he drew up. Check this out. This is model rareting here, buddies. Whenever you got plans that look like this on paper this size. So let me zoom in here and show you guys what it looks like. Everything inside here, this is the layout. In between these two lines here, this is the layout. So it's going to run around up there, and there's a peninsula here, and then like I said, it goes through here and then comes down this way, and then it wraps around here, and then it comes down inside this peninsula here, around this curve here, and then it'll curve back out, back down through here. Then curve back up this way, around this peninsula here, and then back down here, and so on down through here, and so on and so forth. I'm not sure how well that picks up on the camera, but that's kind of like what it's gives you an overall view what the layout's going to look like as far as the bench work goes. And my friend of mine, like I said in the previous video, he is 80 years old, and he drew all this up on this drafting paper that he's got. And he even marked out the radiuses of the bench work, like where the fascia is going to go and the distance and all that. So that's what all these numbers are here. And so that's what all those little numbers there mean. So now that I got that, showed that to you, I'm going to take you over here and show you what the floor looks like. So here's this entryway door right here. I have that bucket of coal sitting there because that door doesn't shut tight all the way, and it's like 18 degrees outside. So that bucket of coal there kind of keeps the door shut. So we're going to get that door fixed eventually. So here's how we marked the floor. We just used blue painter's tape, and we done our measurements, done our radiuses on the, or radii, I guess is the correct term, on the floor. So here's this end of the layout. It's going to come out here on this end of the peninsula here, and then down in, and it's going to go straight down along the wall here. This white string line here is kind of like the edge of the layout, and that'll go all the way back to the wall. So this will be layout space here on that side of the string, and then it's going to tie up into here onto the corner of this existing benchwork here already. Don't judge my benchwork here, my legs. It's not permanently finished yet. These are just like, it's really wobbly and really wonky right now, so I got to get under there and strengthen it up and do some more better benchwork for this section here, as you can see. So before you go, oh, you got to put better legs on there. Before you do all that, I explained myself, I'm going to fix it. I'll get it right. So we're going to get that going. But anyhow, the layout's going to tie up into here, and that's going to be like our engine facility where I can bring an engine in there, maybe have a programming track in there for an engine, and bring it back out on the layout and come out on the layout this way, and then on out through the layout. And then, so that's what that section is looking like there. And I'm going to turn real slowly. I'm doing all this free-handed. I'm going to try not to make you guys dizzy. So over here, we started measuring out this radius here for this middle peninsula. As you can see, tape curves around. And then we kind of stopped there because he had to head home back to his wife, and because she's got cancer, so he couldn't stay too long. But he did get me started, and he showed me how to do the measuring, how to measure out the radius, and according to the draft paper, according to the plans on the draft paper. So he showed me how to get all the measurements. He showed me how to do all the measurements just so I could continue on marking the floor while he's not here. And so I kind of have a really good idea how it's done. And so basically, the way he found the center point, here's the center pivot point right there. That's the center pivot point for this radius. And the way he found that center point, he measured so far out from that wall to here, and he measured out so far from here to that wall. So from that wall into here, and then straight up to that wall, that brought that point to right there. And how he came up with those numbers for the measurement from that wall to this wall, and from this pivot point to that other wall down there, how he got those numbers, I have no idea. I forgot to ask him about that. And he also graciously brought over his big level. And so that will definitely come in useful and handy for this project. Not only that, he also brought in his tabletop saw. This is a heavy-duty tabletop saw that he brought, where we can rip our boards down and make some legs that we have. And he also brought over his little belt sander down here. He's got this belt sander here. And he also brought over this miter saw here. And this big heavy-duty commercial miter saw. It's not plugged in, so I know you see cords wrapped around it. So just letting you guys know, it is not plugged in. So yeah, I know that's, but anyway. So yeah, and these legs here, I guess, if you will, he said he just got these at Harbor Freight, and he just made his own tabletop. I guess this is MDF board, and then some OSB on the bottom. And it also has wheels on it too. Like, you also put wheels on there. See that? So, like, I mean, this is something that you just don't think about. Of course, I didn't think about it to do it this way. But for those of you guys wanting to get into model railroading, and you guys want to have a really good way to do your carpentry work aspect, you know, you could do something like this. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think about this myself a long time ago. Just for me to have like a little leg stand like this from Harbor Freight, and then just make my own little jig like this, and then put my miter saw in here. I mean, I do have a table saw and a miter saw myself, but he brought his over because his is bigger than mine and works better. And it's a stand that's on wheels. I mean, you can roll this all the way around the shop. So this is something that you guys can do if you guys are wondering how to go about an easy way to cut your lumber. You can do something like this. And he done the same thing with the table saw. And so that's what he did here. And this is a jig that he made up on his own. All the dust comes out of here. This table saw already has like a blower that where all the sawdust comes out down here at the bottom. And this is just a jig that he made up. He said that a lot of the guys that he used to work with, he called this a donkey, a donkey's what, just because that's exactly what it looks like. And so that's what he done. He made a jig like this, and then what you do is you hook your shop vac up to the end of that, and then it sucks up most of all your, it's not going to suck up all of it, but it'll suck up most of your sawdust whenever you hook your shop vac up to that. So turn on your shop vac, hook it up to that, turn on your saw and do your cutting, and then your shop vac will suck up probably 90 to 98% of all your sawdust, and then you won't have so much of a mess. And then, like I said, this jig here is built the same way. Like I said, it's got wheels on it also, so you can just roll it around and do what you will with it. So I'm going to stop mumbling on here, and this is what we got going on. I'm going to try to come out here for the rest of the week, do some more marking on the floor. I do have to get some more blue painter's tape, because this one here is getting thin. This is all we have left. So I'm going to get some more blue painter's tape so we can keep marking on the floor, and then we'll just go from there, see what happens. And so I'm excited about it. And here you can see this is going to be an aisleway right in between here. So there's our peninsula on the layout over there coming around like that. You have an aisleway here, and then another peninsula coming around over here like this. And then you have pretty good aisle space here where two people can kind of walk side by side without rubbing hindies together. And so we're trying to do the best we can to leave as much room in the aisleways as possible. And for those of you guys that are getting started in this hobby and you're wanting to build your basement empire, rule of thumb is don't build your layout any wider than what you can reach. You want to be able to reach back into your layout. If anything derails or anything, you don't want to have to climb up on top of your layout and walk on top of your layout just to get to where you need to go to fix the derailment. That was the case with my old layout that I just dismantled. So that's why I took it down. I wanted the feeling of having more freedom to be able to reach certain areas around the layout without having to climb up on big ladders and do acrobats trying to reach 10 feet into the layout to grab a rail car. So try to keep all your peninsulas and your layout space within reach. I mean, this space right here, from the wall to the edge of this is only like what? Like 2.5 feet. This is only 2.5 feet wide right here. And I mean, you don't need that much wide of a space to have a good looking layout. And but that's a rule of thumb. That, and also another rule of thumb is try to keep your aisle space wide enough to where you're not rubbing hindies with your partners and fellow model railroaders in your club or your op sessions. You want to be able to have aisleways that are wide enough where two people can comfortably walk in between two peninsulas like this. I mean, this might look like it's a little small, but you can comfortably fit in between here. Two people can comfortably fit in between here without, interfering or rubbing into each other. And so that's another thing to keep in mind. And but yeah, I don't have any editing tools on these YouTube videos, so I'm sure I probably said some things that I probably wish I could bleep out, but I'm just me, this is just how I roll. And so thank you guys so much for coming in here to see my channel. I am so excited to share this new journey with you guys, starting off 2026. And it won't be long till we'll have bench work going up. And so like I said, hopefully within the next week or two, I'm going to finish marking off this floor and show you guys, the rest of the what the rest of that layout's going to look like on the floor. So I don't know how long that is going to be, but I will post an update whenever I have everything marked out on the floor, and I will share that with you guys before we begin the bench work. So thank you guys stopping in. I just wanted to share this with you to give you guys a little bit of an update on what's going on. And I really hope to see you guys on the next one. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button to so you don't miss out. And that'll really help me out, help grow my channel, and more people will get involved that way. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys on the next one.